Class content, guys. Okay, boss. Okay, guys. Let's go for storyboard of mini project, also called as layered application. Storyboard of mini project, also called as layered application, boss. Okay. So now let's have a look, guys, how the things will be happening here. Client application, controller main for, okay, I'm going to take name as main controller. Acha, here client application, I will take real time DP test. Real time DP test. DA test I will take. Main controller, that is one controller class, guys. Main controller class, guys. Next, here is my customer management service. Customer management service IMPL. Service IMPL. Next one, customer DAO IMPL. Here it will talk to database software. So this is the one. So this is my client application having presentation logic. Having presentation logic. This is my controller, guys. Controller having monitoring logics. Here is my service class. Here is my business logic or service logic. Here is my DAO class having persistence logic. Having persistence logic. Now listen. IMPL. Customer management service is the interface. Here is the class. Array, strategy design pattern, guys. Rule number 3. Okay. Here also customer DAO. Here is my interface. Here is my implementation class. Okay. What is the relationship here? Implements. What's the relationship here? Implements. Okay, guys. What is the basic thought, guys? Okay. What is the basic thought, guys? Customer will give, yeah, this will give inputs, boss, in the form of what? Customer VO. Client application will give inputs in the form of customer VO. Right. Uh, those inputs will go to service class in the form of customer DTO, and same inputs will go to what? Customer BO. That's fine. Will go in the form of customer BO. So now the question is, the point and the question is, what are the inputs and what is the output we are expecting, guys? Inputs, customer name, customer address. Okay, guys. Customer name, customer address. Next one, principal amount, principal amount, rate of interest, rate of interest, time of interest, time of interest. What is the output we are expecting, guys? The output that I am expecting is, come on, interest amount. What is this? Interest amount is the output I am expecting. Simple interest only, not the complex interest, simple interest. Okay. What you want to persist? Okay. What you want to persist? Data to be persisted. Data to be persisted. Data to be persisted. Now listen carefully. What data you want to persist, that I want to discuss. Data to be persisted. Persisted. Data to be persisted. Come on. Customer ID. Customer ID. Auto generated, boss. Auto generated using sequence. Auto generated using sequence. I don't want to ask from end user, guys. It should be. Next one, customer name, customer address, customer address, PAMT, principal amount, rate, time. Next, interest amount, interest amount. Yes, boss. Data to be persisted. This one, guys. These are the inputs, guys. This is the output I want to get. This is what I want. And customer ID I want to generate dynamically with the support of sequence. Right. So this is the story. So can I keep the table ready, boss? First, table and sequence I will keep ready. Let me keep table and sequence ready, boss. Let me keep database, table and sequence ready. Right click, I think everyone is having awareness. Everyone is aware of SQL developer. If you don't have idea about SQL developer, you can work with regular. You can work with regular SQL prompt. No problem at all. Now tell me here, what is this? Spring underscore. Okay. Spring underscore. Otherwise, I'll take like this. Real time DI underscore customer. Real time DI underscore customer, guys. Your column is cust ID. Any name I can take. Number 10. Cust name varchar 2. Any you can take MySQL also, no problem. Cust name. Next, cust address. Cust address. I'm taking customer ID as a PK. Cust address. Next, PAMT. PAMT. Floating point. Float is there. Yes, float. Next, time. Okay, boss. Cust address PAMT. Next, rate. Rate. Okay, next one, time. Time is already there, na? Interest amount. I'm changing the data types. Don't worry. 1 minute. Interest. Interest amount. Yes. Float, guys. Again, float, guys. Again, float. Okay, fine, boss. Principal amount. Okay. Principal amount. Fine. Time is also float only. 20.5, 30.5. Okay. Right. Done, boss. Real time DA underscore. If you go to SQL tab, guys, if you go to SQL tab, you will get a data table. It takes time. So DB table in Oracle, boss. This is DB table in Oracle. Fine. But I want to generate customer. Yeah, SQL Developer is a free software. You can download and install from internet. Very simple, boss. Like any other installation. Go to Oracle website, download SQL Developer and install it. Next, finish. But first you should have a Oracle in your computer. Then you have to install SQL Developer. Okay, it's a SQL Developer is a GUI database tool. Latest version only you can install. SQL Developer is GUI DB tool for Oracle. Why this column one is coming raw every time? What's happening, guys? Why it is taking column 1, column num every time? Right click, edit it. CUSTADDRS. Say okay. Done na? Oracle is a commercial database software, guys. Oracle is not a free database software. But for education purpose, it's a free. They don't charge any money if you are using it. Okay, now, but I want to generate this customer ID dynamically. If you want to generate the customer ID dynamically, come on. So SQL developer is a GUI database tool which is there to connect only to Oracle. Okay, it is not there to connect to other database software. SQL developer is exclusively for Oracle. Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. So now what is this? Now I have to work with a sequence, boss. Shall we observe how to deal with sequence creation? Yes. In the same list, we are having sequence, boss. Yes, we are having sequence. Sequence. Array, I have taken number 10 only, but internally it has taken number 10 comma 0. Come on, it's used in the industry. In the industry also people uses SQL developer. Okay. Right click new sequences. Yes, right click new sequences. Next one is I'm taking one small sequence name, guys. Custody underscore sequence. Any name you can give. Customer ID underscore sequence was. Right. What is the starting value? I want to start my customer ID with 1,000. 1 increment by 1. Minimum value also 1,000. Max value, it should grow up to 10,000. Say okay. Yes, it internally creates a sequence. You need not remember the syntaxes of sequence, guys. Already sequence is created. What is the name? Customer ID underscore sequence. Yes. Click on SQL tab. You got the sequence here. This is sequence generation, boss. Create sequence, customer ID, min value 1,000, max value 10,000, increment by 1, start with 1,000. Start with 1,000. Like this, we created one sequence also. Okay, now listen carefully. First of all, we will see DAO part, guys. Always start the development from the back side. Please listen carefully. This storyboard is going to be base for our development. Okay, I hope everyone completed watching of the Maven videos. Maven videos. Okay, sequence is taken to generate the customer ID dynamically. Okay. It is taken to generate customer ID dynamically while inserting the record to DB table. while inserting the record to DB table. Okay, fine. Now listen. First, we will try to develop the back part DAO boss. Customer DAO dot Java. Customer DAO dot Java. I'm asking a lot of silly questions related to Oracle. If sequence exceeds maximum limit, what happens? What is the difference between var and varchar 2? Okay, if sequence exceed maximum limit, once again it will be try to take from 1000 onwards. Okay, boss. Next, var and varchar 2. Var and varchar 2. Varchar 2 allocates the memory dynamically. Suppose if 10 characters are there, it will take 10 bytes only. 20 characters are there, it will take 20 bytes only. So whoever asking all these questions, I suggest you people to increase your fundamentals of database once. Try to improve, because you cannot survive without having database basics. It's possible, spend time in the internet. Understanding my statement? If possible, spend time in the internet or think about Oracle kind of course, because without complete knowing difference between varchar and varchar 2, I don't think you can become great programmer in the industry. And someone is asking me question, SQL Yog Oracle DB same or different? Actually, you cannot compare SQL Yog and Oracle DB for time, for your knowledge sake. SQL Yog is a GUI DB tool to connect to MySQL, and Oracle is a database software. You cannot compare GUI database tool and database software. You compare MySQL and Oracle, compare SQL Yog and SQL Developer. Okay, SQL Yog and SQL Developer. Is that clear, boss? Come on. Right. So customer DAO.java. See, GUI database tools are there to talk to different databases. We have different GUI database tools, guys. Okay. So other tools are tell me. SQL Yog for MySQL. Next, MySQL Workbench. Toad for Oracle. Toad for Oracle. PLSQL Developer. For Oracle. Next, PZ Admin for PostgreSQL. And etc. All these are things. Industry never uses SQL prompt. If anyone is having habit of working with SQL prompt, please come out of that. Please stop using, because industry don't entertain SQL prompt. Why, sir? We are Java developer. We are not that much strong in SQL queries, right? So we cannot remember syntaxes, data types, everything of SQL, because our main focus is on Java. Our main concentration is on Java. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Okay. That's why industry generally uses more and more of GUI database tools. For Oracle, SQL developer is bit popular, boss. But you should have a good RAM in order to work with SQL developer in your system. Good amount of RAM is required. Minimum 8 GB is required in your laptop in order to work with SQL developer. So if you don't have, my suggestion is work with SQL prompt. If you install SQL developer with less RAM, your system becomes very slow. Very slow means very slow. Be careful about it. I think in this generation, everyone is purchasing with good amount of RAM only. That should not be a problem. Let's see, guys. Public interface, customer DAO. Customer DAO. Actually, let me give one more standard today. For every interface, to identify it as interface, it will be having I word, letter I. Public interface I customer DAO. Now listen here. Public insert customer BO. What is that? Customer BO. Throws exception. What is that, guys? Throws exception. Declaration of the method. Simply declaration of the method. Okay. Here is my I customer DAO.java. Right. This is declaration of the method, boss. Array strategy design pattern. Dependent classes should be having interface and implementation class or not. Why, sir? Why here? Why here? Array for insert method in one implementation class, I can write logic to communicate with array kill to perform in a persistence operation in array kill. In another implementation class, I can write to interact with MySQL. In another implementation class, to interact with what? PostgreSQL. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay, sir. Why, sir? All places same logic na? No. In Oracle, sequences are there to generate the customer ID dynamically. In MySQL, my sequences support is not there. There we have to use what? Auto increment columns for generating customer ID dynamically. In PostgreSQL, one more technique. So persistence logic may change bit database to database. May change bit database to database. So that's why we will try to develop multiple implementation classes for this what? Interface. Customer DAO IMPL.java. Customer DAO IMPL.java. This is implementation class, guys. Public class customer DAO. Please focus. Implements customer DAO. Implements customer DAO. Now listen carefully. Private data source DS. Okay, sorry. I customer DAO. Private data source DS. Sir, you are planning to inject driver manager data source. Now, why are you taking data source only? Tell me, guys, according to strategy design pattern, we should take, tell me, according to we should take interface reference variables or we should take implementation class reference variables. For loose coupling, interfaces should be taken or not. So that what happened to this DS, today I can inject driver manager data source object. After few days, I may inject another implementation class object. Possibility is there or not there. And according to strategy design pattern, better to take this class as a final class or not. Better to take this class as a final class. Okay, now tell me, boss, data source injection to DAO is a mandatory one or optional one? Mandatory. When it is mandatory, better to go for constructor injection or setter injection. Be active. Better to go for constructor injection or setter injection. Constructor injection. Okay, boss. Public customer DAO IMPL. Data source DS. Data source DS. This dot ds is equal to ds. Yes, now I have to implement which method? BO method. Public insert customer BO throws exception. Yeah. As of now, we are going to write plain JDBC code, guys. But in future, we are going to write Spring Data JPA code. Spring what? Data JPA code. Don't worry. public int insert, guys. Here is my try block. Here I will write the JDBC code to insert the. First I will try to get pooled connection. Connection con is equal to ds dot get connection of, and remaining code to JDBC code to insert the record. Yes, I will give complete code in the implementation. Just assume that. Okay. Yes. Here is what, guys. If everything goes smoothly, this method is going to return 0 or 1. Array success or failure na boss. Count value, integer value. Then what is that? SQL exception. SQL exception SC. We say print stack trace, boss. We say print stack trace. Then what is this? Rethrow the exception. That's the one thing. And similarly, come on, catch boss, exception E. Okay, E dot print stack trace. Throw E. Yes, boss. Okay. End of the method. End of the class. End of the method. End of the class. Are you comfortable, guys? Are you comfortable with the code, guys? Come on. I'm going for declaring exception to be thrown, guys. At the same time, we are writing. Yeah, if you are interested, you can write finally block also here. Yes, now we have a privilege to write finally block. Close JDBC objects. Yes, you can write the finally block and you can close the JDBC objects. Right. If you are interested, you can replace with the try with resource also. Anything you can take it. Come on, come on. Basic idea is coming now. Nice, boss. So this is about DAO part, guys. So this is DAO. Here is my story is DAO. Yes. Now I would like to go for service layer. Let me go for what? Service layer. So when it comes to service layer, guys, tell me. I customer management service dot Java interface as usually. Public interface I customer management service. Public string register, not register. Okay, boss. Sir, data source, Devash Pandey, data source itself, interface, data source itself, interface. Okay. Now listen carefully. Calculate simple interest amount. Calculate simple interest amount. Customer DTO. Next, throws exception. Come on, guys. One more business method declaration here. Yes. I want you people to alert. I'm developing project to give the idea how the strategy design pattern will be used in real time. To give the idea how strategy design pattern will be used in companies, how dependency injection will be used in companies. Got it? So this is the Java that this kind of injections you'll use after joining in the company. Please focus. Now tell me here next one. Customer management service IMPL dot Java. Yes, boss. Now tell me. Public class customer management service IMPL implements I customer management service. I customer management service. Come on. Public string. Tell me here. I have to inject DAO na boss. Other day we discussed service. Data source to DAO, DAO to service, service to controller. Remembered all this stuff. Okay. Private I customer DAO, DAO. Tell me, DAO to service is mandatory or optional? DAO injection to service is mandatory or optional? Come on, guys. Optional is mandatory, boss. So that's why what is the injection we preferred? Constructor injection we should prefer. Customer management to service IMPL. Management service IMPL. Okay. I customer DAO, DAO. This dot DAO is equal to DAO. Nice. Next one. Public string calculate simple interest amount. Calculate simple interest amount. Tell me, boss. Calculate simple interest amount. Customer DTO, DTO. Customer DTO, DTO. Now tell me here, what is that, guys? Calculate simple interest amount. Yes, using from DTO, we'll calculate simple interest amount, guys. Next one. Create customer BO. Array, insert method of DAO is expecting what, guys? BO class object. Come on, guys. Create customer BO having customer name, address, PAMT, rate, time, simple interest amount. Whatever you want to persist, you prepare them. You prepare them. Now use DAO. Use DAO. When I use DAO, what I will get, guys? If int count is equal to DAO dot insert of BO. I'm preparing BO class object now, boss. Right. Next. Okay, now here, if count double equal to 1, return customer registered. Customer registered. Interest amount is some message. Interest amount is, let us assume IN interest. Let us assume that is there in a variable called interest amount. Else customer not registered. Interest amount is interest amount. Yes. End of the method, guys. End of the class. End of the method, guys, end of the class. Are you noticing it? Here, we are not catching and handling exception. Here also, we are declaring the exception to be thrown. Because I want to support propagation now, boss. Since I want to support exception propagation, that's why. Come on, are you comfortable here? Injection, constructor injection of DAO, implementation of business method. From DTO, we gather inputs, we calculate a simple interest amount, having all the things what I want to persist, what I want to insert. BO class object is created. Come on, guys. So now DAO insert method is called. This is the main statement here, boss. DAO insert method is called DAO insert. That will try to insert the record and we will get a numeric value. If that value is 1, we are returning a message customer registered and also returning interest amount. If value is not that, we are saying customer not registered. I hope you are understanding, boss. Easy? Any difficulty, boss? It's a pure core Java. Here no JDBC, nothing is involved. Okay, on safe side, what is this? Final. Better to take it as a final. And observe very thing, guys. Here I have taken what type? What type? Interface type, implementation class type, interface type. So what? I can inject with different implementation classes or not. I can inject with different implementation. Observe very carefully. Again, strategy design pattern is followed here. Number 1, favor composition. Yes, we have taken has a property means we are preferring composition. Number 2, code to interfaces. Yes, we are coding to interfaces. Number 3, to keep your code for closing. To keep your code for closing in closing mode, we are taking final classes. So indirectly, strategy design pattern is implemented or not? Are you comfortable with the service class code, guys? Shall I move to controller development now? Everyone clear on this? Let's go for controller development now. Okay. Controller layer. Yeah, now listen. Controller is always target, guys. Controller is always there acting as a target. So when it is a target, forever target, is there any need of taking interface and implementation class? Flipkart DTDC example you observe, vehicle engine example you observe. Did I take interface and implementation class for vehicle boss? Did I take interface and implementation class story for vehicle? No. Did I take interface and implement? No, not taken. Because here DAO is targeted to data source and dependent to service. That's why interface implementation, because it is a dependent. Service is targeted to DAO and dependent to controller. So that's why interface implementation, because it's implementation. Next, controller, main controller. Main controller is always target, guys. It never going to become dependent to anyone, because in the client is getting controller object through ctx.getBean method, not directly through ctx.getBean method it is getting. Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay. So that's why there is no need of taking any interface and implementation for the controller. That is what I'm trying. Directly I can develop the controller. Public class main controller. If you want, you can take some other name also. Sir, why are you not taking customer controller? It is one per project now, boss. Better to give generic name. Because in one project, customers will be there, employees will be there, schemes will be there, that will be there, this will be there. So how can I give customer controller? It is one per project. One per project. Are you getting my point? Okay. See, service customer module may be there. That's why customer management service. That's good. So customer table is there. That's why customer DAO. Cool. But is there any guarantee? Entire project only for customer? Impossible, right? So that to controller is one per project. That's why generally it better to take generic name. Private I customer management service. Okay, here also better to take what class, guys? Final class. Okay, boss. Next, tell me, service to controller is compulsory or optional? Service injection to controller is mandatory or optional? Mandatory. Mandatory means better to go for constructor injection or setter injection. Mandatory means better to go for constructor injection or setter injection. Definitely constructor injection. Tell me, public main controller, I customer management service, guys. Once you understand and develop this mini project, your confidence will increase like anything, boss. So focus. After joining in the company, this is the one we are going to do every day. Yes. Okay. Public. Public string. Public string. Process customer. Something. Process customer. Process customer. How he is going to get the inputs from end user, guys? VO. Client gives inputs to controller in the form of VO, na? That's why VO is taken as parameter. Are you listening? Are you observing, boss? Next, here what is this? Convert customer VO to customer DTO. Customer VO to customer VO. Array, sir, after all, service is expecting DTO class object now, boss. That's why. Convert customer VO to customer DTO. That's cool. Next, use service. String result is equal to service dot. Okay, guys. Service dot. What is that? Calculate interest amount. Calculate interest amount VO, DTO. Calculate interest amount DTO. Return result. End of this one. It is not doing anything, boss. Receiving the inputs, converting inputs to DTO, and VO contains all string inputs, but DTO expect different inputs in different types. So that's why it will convert VO to DTO, boss. It will simply convert VO to DTO, and here is the story, boss. Controller layer. Are you comfortable or not with the controller layer? Everyone, please respond in the chat box. Everyone, easy. How to convert we will discuss. How to convert manual conversion only we have to do property by property. We have to do manual conversion only property by property we have to convert, boss. Nothing great. Yes, that is a controller layer. Next, what is there? Client application, my dear. Client application. Yes. Real-time DI test. Real-time DI test dot Java. Public class real-time DI test. Galaxy M31, please refer initial classes. Customer BO is a Java bean. There are 3 types of Java beans. Customer BO, VO, DTO. Come on. Right. Fine, boss. Public class. Okay. Public class real-time DI test. Public class real-time DI test. Now tell me next one. Public static wide main. The people who are asking what is BO, what is BO? Please refer initial classes once. In that one, I have explained what is Java Bean, what is VO, BO, DTO. If possible, 1 minute. I'll give the same video one more time with you people. Give me 1 minute time. Those who missed initial classes, at least now spend the time by watching the video. What happened to this Google Chrome? youtube.com/Naresh IT boss. Go here, boss. VO, DTO, BO by Natras. Yes, this video is there now, boss.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read.
Yes. You please watch this video to know about those three classes. Public static wide main, guys. String ARGS. Okay. Fine, boss. Yes, boss. Now listen. First, what is our first part? What is our first part, guys? Read inputs. Read inputs from end user. Read inputs from end user using scanner. Using scanner. Yes, this is the first one. As string values. Array Vivo class contains all inputs as strings only, na boss. Come on. Prepare customer Vivo class object. Having inputs. Yes, we have to prepare customer Vivo class object having inputs, guys. Yeah, this is the first part. Reading inputs as strings, right? Prepare because Vivo class contains all its data as string data, boss. That's why. Next, create IOC container. Create IOC container. I think you know how to create IOC container. This is the plan only. Complete code I will give in the implementation. Yeah, you use a default listable bean factory only. You create it. Next, get controller class object. Or if you get the controller class object, it is injected with the service injected with the DAO injected with the data source. That means in controller class object only everything is there or not there. So definitely everything will be there. Tell me here, main controller is equal to, okay, factory dot, factory is the bean ID, IOC container, guys. Get bean, boss. factory dot get bean of, let us assume bean ID is controller, and to avoid the typecasting I am passing main controller dot class. To avoid the typecasting we are going for main controller dot class. Everyone comfortable in this line, guys? Okay. Invoke the method. Okay. Invoke the method. It is get bean only, factory dot get bean. Mr. Patil, you are there in Hibernate class or Spring class? It is get bean method only. Main controller is equal to factory dot get bean of controller. Come on. It's a bean ID, boss. Bean ID. This is bean ID of controller class. I'll give XML file also. Don't worry. Yes, boss. Invoke the method. Array, in all the places we are doing exception propagation. Are you noticing it, guys? But after client, no other application is there. End user is interacting with the client, giving inputs. End user is getting output through client only. So there is no question of what propagating exception further. So you have to catch and handle it or not. Definitely here catch and handle should happen or not, guys. Okay. Now tell me here what is this? String result is equal to controller dot. What is the method? Process customer. I am assuming customer VO class object reference variable is VO. Customer VO class reference variable is VO. System dot out dot println. What is that? Result. End of the try block. End of the try block. SQL exception SE. Not SQL exception. Okay. SE. Tell me here what is this? Yes, E dot print stack trace. E dot print stack trace. Come on, guys. Next. E dot print stack trace. Here you can write some problem essays also. SOP. Problem in customer registration. Everyone, please switch off your cameras, guys. Problem in customer registration. Okay. End of the main method, guys. End of the class. End of the main method, end of the class. I'm just giving storyboard, guys. What is what? We are going to write each logic manually, no doubt in that. Tell me, boss, any problem towards reading inputs from the end user using scanner, guys? Any problem? Okay, what are the inputs we are going to read? Customer name, address, principal amount. Okay, principal amount, time. Okay, time rate. Right now, it's a standalone application. Right now, no UI code, boss. User interface. Array, using scanner, using scanner to read the inputs, using SOP to display the result. It is not UI code. UI code means you are always expecting graphical user interface. No, na, boss. Using scanner reading inputs, right? Using SOP to display the output is also some kind of UI. Character user interface. Come on. User interface does not mean always UI. Please change your mindset, Rababu. Okay, now someone is asking me question. Why are you getting controller class object? Why not DAO service? Array, controller is having service, service is having DAO. And moreover, moreover, according to our application, client should give inputs to whom, guys? Controller. Client should give inputs to controller. Controller passes to service. Service passes to DAO. If client is wants to give inputs directly to DAO, what is need of this controller and service? Use common sense. Are you understanding my statement? See, when I'm addressing someone question after listening, please keep the habit of saying yes or no. Okay. At least those people should respond, yes, I got it. Okay, sir, no problem, sir. Or some problem. So that I feel I have reached it. Not everyone, at least the people who raised that question should respond. Yes, boss. Now tell me, actually, what happens, we think that we are getting controller, but that controller will have service. That service will have what? DAO. The DAO will have data source. Yes, na boss. Definitely, this is the story that is going to happen na. One inside another, one inside another. So this is my DS. Looking, this is DAO. This is service. This is controller. But see, boss. See, boss. In real time, also we use factory.getBean only. In real time, also factory.getBean only will be used. Okay. Suryanarayana, VO contains all string inputs, guys. You just assume form of the HTML. All text boxes will have string inputs, right? So they will come and store as it is into VO. But we have to convert that VO into DTO because in DTO different types of properties will be there. DTO different types of properties will be there. So that's the reason we have to convert. Suryanarayana DTO expects principal amount, rate, time as a float values, but end user gives them as a strings. So converting those strings into float is our responsibility, and that we do while converting VO to DTO. No, sir, I don't want to do. Directly you can create DTO and you can pass DTO to controller. Controller can pass DTO to service. But the better standard is what? Read inputs given by end user as it is in the form of strings, store into VO to hold the original inputs, later convert into DTO as required for the service class. Simply as required for the service class. Understanding my point, guys? Okay. I'll write a small note here. VO class object holds. Okay. End user supplied inputs as it is, in the form of string values like form data, whereas DTO class object contains inputs as required for service class okay. So VO to DTO conversion is required. Okay, one more no. Okay, otherwise continuation. PAMT rate time values in VO class object are string values. Okay. Same values in DTO class object are float values. S- uh, s- uh, So while converting VO to DTO, come on. While converting VO to DTO, while converting VO to DTO, VO to DTO, we should take care. We should take care. We should take care of string values conversion to float values. String values conversion to float values. Sir, all these are nice, boss. But what about application context.xml? Array, if you don't configure all these classes as Spring Beans, how the things will happen? So in order to make things happening, we should take application context.xml or not. What is this, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. Focus, focus. I will give flow also. Okay, Spring Bean configuration file. Yes. Right now we are taking this on XML, right? In future we will do everything through annotations only. Yes. In Spring Basics only we use XML. Once we move to what? Spring Boot, annotations, microservices, everything will happen through annotation. To understand fundamentals, we are just learning XML. Yeah. First, what is this? Data source configuration. Data source configuration. Driver manager data source bean ID. Class is equal to org.sf means Spring Framework. I am writing shortcut. sf dot data source dot jdbc dot data source dot some package name, guys, don't worry. Driver manager data source. Are there 4 or 5 properties are there na, boss? We should give them pointing to Aracle, right? Okay. Yes. So this is data source configuration, boss. It's a comment. Don't think much. It's a purely comment. Don't think much. Next, we have to go for DAO configuration. We need to go for DAO configuration. Cust DAO. Tell me, I should configure interface or implementation class, boss? I should configure interface or implementation class. Implementation class. Interfaces cannot be taken as Spring Beans. You know that. Object can be created for interfaces or no. Right. Class is equal to some package. Package. I think we are a notation of taking. All DAOs will be taken in DAO package. All services will be taken in service package. Come on, come on. Customer DAO IMPL. Yes. Constructor -arg. Why, sir? Okay. DS is equal to ref DMDS. What is the property name, guys? What is the property name? What is the property name? Parameter name? Data source. So I am giving same thing here or not? B. Anything great here, boss? All fundamentals only na? DAO configuration. Everyone comfortable here? Why this one, guys? Why ref? Array, what I want to inject is data source. Data source is simple type of object type of. Data source is simple type of object type of. Object type. Object type means value attribute or ref attribute. Ref attribute. That's why I'm using ref attribute. Okay. DAO configuration is also done. Next one, service class configuration, boss. Service class configuration. Cust service. What service, guys? Cust service. Com dot NT dot service dot customer service IMPL. Customer service IMPL. Tell me. Customer -org. Construct-org. Name is equal to. Tell me what is the property name, guys? In service class, what is the property name? DAO. Ref is equal to cust DAO. End of the bean tag. End of the bean tag. Are you listening my statement, guys? In the service class, what is the property name? DAO. What is the property name? DAO. DAO ref is equal to cust DAO. I hope you are comfortable, boss. Bean ID. This is used for injection. Same thing. Come on, come on. Are you able to feel it now? Injection, real-time injection, boss. Okay. Next, controller class, boss. Controller class configuration. Yeah, controller class configuration. Tell me, boss. Bean ID, already we committed to take controller as the bean ID. Class is equal to com dot nt dot controller dot main controller. Super. Constructor -org. Constructor -org. Name is equal to. What is the property name? I want to listen. In service class, what is the parameter of constructor or property name I have taken, boss? Anyone? I want reply. Controller needs service, but what is the property name I have taken? Service. Ref is equal to cust service. End of the bean tag. End of the beans. Okay, as usually, this is the bean ID, guys. This is the cust service, guys. Tell me, boss, are you comfortable with XML? Are you comfortable with XML? Maybe earlier only target dependent. Yeah, today 4, 5, 2, 3 extra entries are there. Any issue? Are you feeling real time feeling is coming or not? Tell me, vehicle engine example giving more confidence, huh? Abhinash Mahapatra, from when you joined, boss? All your questions are innocent questions. Abhinash Mahapatra. Abhinash Mahapatra from. Are 3 ref means 3 classes are there now, boss. Abhinash Mahapatra, first of all, can you tell me when did you join? Now you are asking about ref attribute. From how many days we are using ref, Babu? From the beginning we are using ref, right? Whenever you want to inject object, okay, boss. Yeah, when to use value, when to use refra babu. If the property is a simple property, then go for value. If the property is object type or reference type, then go for ref. Now tell me, DS means data source. Array in customer DAO class, what is the property boss? DS, right? Right. DS is what type of property, guys? Object type. That's why what I want to inject, driver manager data source class object. Driver manager data source class object is a Spring Bean. Spring Bean is identified with what? Bean ID. That's why I have passed here. So indirectly what happened, guys? Driver manager data source class object is injected to DS property. Come on, guys. Kula nata. Next. Next one is what? Customer service. In that one, what is the property name? In service class name, what is the property name, guys? Property name or parameter name? What out is it? Service class, what is the property name and what is the parameter name? Okay, technically speaking, we are giving parameter name there. Both are same. So DAO. So that is why DAO has come here. I want to inject with what? DAO class object. What is DAO class here? Spring Bean. This class object is identified with what, guys? Bean ID. Come on. Is identified with what, guys? Bean ID. So the same Bean ID is passed here or not? So indirectly what happened? Customer DAO IMPL class object is injected to DAO property. Next, controller. Controller. In controller class, what is the property name, guys? Property name or parameter name? Service, right? Okay. What is that? It's a simple type of object type. Object type. What you want to inject? Service class object I want to inject. Service class is what? Spring Bean. Spring Bean is identified with what? Bean ID, right? So that's why I have passed over here. I have passed all these things over here. Are you comfortable, guys? Come on. Are you with me? Can I move further? Can I move further? Everyone clear on this part? That's why I attend classes regularly, worst fellows, dirty fellows. Now I have to scold. Now those are asking about what? Those who are asking about Java, Bean what, BO what, VO what, Ref what. I must scold them. Either you are not coming classes regularly or you joined late but not watched backup videos. Not watched backup videos. If you join in the course, subject will not come. Along with that, from your side also, some cooperation is required. Every day, same topics. Shame on you guys. See, you are not learning course for me. You are learning course for yourself. So from your side also, some cooperation is required. Please keep it in mind. Okay. Now let's see the flow part now. Let's see the flow. Flow is very interesting. Everyone concentrate. I run the application. When I run the application, control comes to main method 1. Okay. #1. Control comes to main method. Okay. All these are normal, boss. All these are container creation. All these are okay. This is 2. Reading inputs, preparing VO class object is 2. Cool. Creating IOC container is 3. Cool. Creating IOC container is 3. Now we are calling factory.getBean method, boss. Factory.getBean method. Now tell me, boss. First, it will search in the internal cache of IOC container. I think everyone knows this point now, boss. It will search in the internal cache of IOC container. Internal cache of IOC container. It takes another 5-10 minutes. Please cooperate. There are not there. Then it will go to what? In-memory metadata of Spring Bean configuration file. Searches for what bean ID? Controller. Is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is controller? Yes. Yes, there na boss. Is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is what? Controller. Is there or not there? Definitely there. So 5 question mark, guys. Searching now, that's why I'm keeping question mark. Not there. Came to this place. Noticed this one. 6 question mark. Searches for it. Yes, found. Yes, found. But it notices injection is constructor injection. What is the basic thumb rule in constructor injection here? First dependent, then target, right? First dependent, then target. So that's why it will gather this one, boss. It will gather this one. Search. Again, go to internal cache. Again, go to internal cache. Is there any bean class object having key? Is there any bean class object having key? Cust service. There are, boss. Not there. There are, boss. Not there. So since not there, what it will come? XML file. It will search in the XML file. Yes. Okay. It will search. It found, guys. It found. But what is the problem, guys? Again, constructor injection. And constructor injection means what? First target, then dependent. Come on. Sorry, first dependent, then target. So it will gather it. Number 10. Okay, again takes this bean ID and searches in the internal cache. Is there any? Is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is what? Cust DAO. Is there any Spring Bean whose bean ID is what? Cust BAO. Yes, not there. So it will search in XML file, guys. It will search in XML file. 12 question mark. Okay, but again what? Constructor injection. Things are very interesting. Again, constructor injection, boss. First dependent, then target, right? So it captures this bean ID, boss, to keep dependent ready. Goes to what? This place, guys. Searches for that object. There are, boss, not there. When not there, what happens? Then one not there, what happens? It will search in XML file. It found it, boss. Somehow it found it. Hash 16 question mark. Okay, guys. In memory metadata of XML, it found it. Okay. And all injections are simple injection. No more further searching. So what happens, creates bean class object, data source object. Driver manager data source object is created. Hash 17. Having that one as the dependent. Having that one as a dependent. DAO class object is created. Hash 18. Next. Having DAO as the dependent. Are now created na boss. All are interlinked, right? Service class object is created. Hash 19. Having service as the dependent. Okay, what is created? Controller class object is created. Hash 20. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Come on. Okay. Right, boss. I think up to this clear na? Now keeps all these things in the internal cache. Keeps all these objects in the internal cache, boss. Having all these bean class objects in the internal cache. DMDS, driver manager data source object reference. Driver manager data source object reference. That's the first one. Next one, DAO, customer DAO IMPL object reference. Okay, guys. What is hash 15? Where is 15, boss? 15 is missing. Am I right? 15 number is missing, it seems. 15 number is missing. Ayo. 15 number is missing. Okay, you may search here and there. Let me change it to 15. One number I'll reduce. 15. Okay, 16. No. We'll write. It's matter of 1 minute. Let me do that. 17. It's matter of 1 minute. $19. 20. Yes, boss. Fine, boss. This is 20. Now, next one. Cust service, guys. Customer service IMPL object, guys. Next one. Next one is what? Next one. Controller. Main controller object reference. Yes, give me another. Yeah, now this is 20, boss. This is done. Now what happens? That reference will come back to the client application. Hash 21. Control comes back now, boss. Come on. Next, we are calling the business method. 22. We are calling the business method. 22. Control goes to controller class business method. 23. Yes, boss. And after doing all this hangama, it is calling what? Service class method. 24. So now control goes to service class method definition. Here is the service class method definition. 25. And after doing all this hangama, it is calling DAO class method. 25. 26. Okay. So now it will go to DAO class insert method. DAO class insert method. 20. What is the number? 8. Am I right? Last time number is missed. 26. Acha, here also one number is missed. 27. Yeah. Somehow it will insert the record, guys. And it will, I'm on a positive note, I'm assuming no exception. 28. Returns 0 or 1. Where it returns was to the caller. Who is the caller? Service class method is the caller. So here it will come. Hash. What is the number, guys? Any idea? 29. Am I right? Yes, 28, 29. Okay, boss. Now it will return based on these two values. It will return either first return or second return. Will return message to caller. Will return message to caller. What to caller is what? Controller. So control comes to this place. 31. 31. Come on, guys. 31. Okay, this will return the message to. This will return the message to. Come on, both together I am giving, boss. 31. This will return the message to client. Where is the client, guys? Here is the client. Hash 32. And it will display the result 33. I hope everything is crystal clear, guys. Everything is crystal clear, guys. Anyone is having confidence to develop this application tonight before I develop? Try it. Based on this storyboard, try it. Okay. Based on this one, try it. Especially the people who are having JDBC knowledge, try it. If you don't have that knowledge, leave it. If you try and if you complete, your confidence will increase, boss. Your confidence definitely increase. Now onwards, whenever I give any mini project, first I will give storyboard like this, and I will keep storyboard in front of you, and later I develop the application. You want this kind of teaching or direct application development? You like it storyboard? All together in one screen. All together in one screen, boss. Yes. Right. I'll upload all these things, guys. Okay. Tomorrow again I am giving chance to please revise me when and come. Please revise. Please revise and come. Please revise and come. Because tomorrow onwards me when. Tomorrow onwards me when. Yeah, me when notes you are looking, I will upload. Don't worry. Yes, same videos. Pavitra, we are working out problems related to Google Classroom. Until that, please go through. Komal Sharma, please contact admin for previous classes recordings. Right, boss. Thank you, guys. Pavan, Meven Eclipse 1 is very important for us. Study Meven Eclipse 1. Amol Bizentra, don't use Google Classroom, go for Paintbrush. Go for Facebook. Until I solve the problem with the Google Classroom, please use Facebook. Please collect the notes from Facebook group. Niranjan, congrats. You got a good offer. 2 years, 5.5 lakh, 6 lakh means great offer, boss. Congrats. Santosh Kumar Sahu, yesterday class not happened. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. I want you people to come with full energy, full excitement. Abhijit, please contact admin for backup videos. Right. Saurabh go to Naresh IT YouTube channel, just type Meven by Natras sir. You will get the videos link. Naresh IT. Yeah, these are the Meven videos. 4, 5, 6 videos are there. Please watch them. Right. Thank you, guys. Hari, yes. Hari, yes. Once UI batch start, I will inform. I will inform. Don't worry. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time.